Hi there, Tom Mary with Workman's Dashboard here. In this tutorial, I'd like to show you the Uninvoiced Jobs Labor report. This is one of the more powerful reports in our system. It works if you're using the timekeeping module, and that will be covered more in depth in a separate tutorial, but the timekeeping module is up here, and that allows your hourly employees to log their time and allocate it to specific jobs for job costing. So if you're using that module, this Uninvoiced Jobs with Labor report will be very valuable to you. So I'll explain first what you'll use it for, and then after that I'll explain kind of the methodology of what goes into the report. So I'll just run this and I'll explain what these dates are searching later, but today is May 16th. I'm going to run for the whole year from January 1st through today and just run the report. So what this report is showing you is any jobs that you have labor allocated to, jobs that you have labor allocated to that have not reached the point of the funnel where they've either been completed, invoiced, or paid. So this essentially serves two purposes. The first is that we don't ever want to accidentally forget to invoice a job, and that was actually the original motivation for building this report years ago when we came up with it. We never wanted something to fall through the cracks and we just accidentally, a job got lost in the shuffle and we just never ultimately billed the customer. So this will serve as a check and balance to make sure that that never happens, because it's going to show up on this report. You know, something's going to catch your attention and say, oh geez, we finished that job 10 days ago, we should have billed that. What the heck did we do? We better go ahead and bill that. So that's the first thing. A second just as powerful thing that this is useful for is, so this shows the name of the job, the amount of the bid, how many hours we have allocated to the job, and then the total cost of those hours. So, you know, one employee might be making $15 an hour, one employee might be making $30 an hour. This is going to multiply each person's hours by what their rate is and tell you exactly how much cost you have. So this is really useful for jobs that are in process. You know, you may have a job that you bid for 100 hours and it's halfway done, and you want to just get a pulse of, you know, how are we doing on this job relative to what our budget was? Are we over budget or are we under budget? I guess a third thing that this is useful for is also just jobs that tend to take a long duration from start to finish, which we have in our asphalt contracting business. You know, sometimes there might be 3 or 4 or 5 different disciplines or different crews that are going out onto a single project, and sometimes those things can, just between normal scheduling issues and sometimes even weather issues, can delay a project up to 4 to 6 to 8 weeks. We want to be cognizant of how much cost, in this case, how much labor cost we have out on that job, and sometimes we might want to move something up our schedule to make sure that we can get that job 100% done, so we can bill it, so we can get cash flowing back in the door. You know, this job, for example, has almost $10,000 of labor. Obviously, that's a big number. We want to get that job to final completion so we can bill it. So that is the Uninvoiced Jobs with Labor report. Just going back, as promised, a little bit of the methodology of what's going into this. So the start date and the end date is searching dates in the timesheets. So this is searching dates that employees worked. And it's yielding anything that is essentially not on a status of completed, invoicing, or paid. So, you know, if I wanted to run something just really recent, you know, show me things that hours that employees have worked in the last 2 weeks instead of the whole year to date, it's going to show me a much smaller list. So you may or may not want to capture everything. You might just want to look at a short period of time, and this has the flexibility to do that. Typically, when I run this report, I run it for several months or maybe even a year back to capture anything and everything that might possibly be in there. So that is the Uninvoiced Jobs Labor report. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the string below, and we'll catch you next time.